Hello, I'm Joe Michels, the owner of FishPoint, and this is our media channel. Welcome. Previously, I did a strategies for pre-fishing Roosevelt tournament we were going to have with the MidWeek Bass Club, and my intention was to then go pre-fishing, do some filming, do a pre-fishing video, and then maybe on the day of the tournament do some video taping. I'm still not comfortable, and I'm still dealing with technical difficulties as I'm learning how to do this. Okay, so I went up and I did some pre-fishing, and for me the fishing was incredibly tough. One day, 3 little dink fish. I was going to fish the next day, but a big storm went through, dumped a lot of rain, so I went home. And then our tournaments are on Wednesdays, midweek bass club, and so I fished Monday and Tuesday. On Monday, set up all the gear, and I catch 1 fish. And I'm trying a lot of different things. I tried a ton of the things I said I was going to try. I deep cranked. I was Carolina rigging in deep water. I was moving shallow. I did some buzz baiting, and I also did a little underspin. And I was having a tough time catching fish. I flipped a fish on one day. Nice fish in a good area, turns out. But I was just having troubles, and so my second day pre-fish, I just didn't hook up anything, and I'm out there again struggling. And it came upon a young man in a bass boat, and he was throwing a buzzbait. His name is Robert. He fishes with Copper State tackle, and I saw him catch a fish. Now he's in a distance, and I heard that. I'm like, oh, he just caught a fish. He was up shallow. I didn't know quite what he was doing. Then 5 minutes later, he catches another fish. And then I can see what he's doing. He's throwing a buzzbait. Okay, I'm like, okay, that's interesting. He caught 2 fish within 5-10 minutes, let's say, more than I've done in 3 days of pre-fishing. He pulled up and we started talking. He was very nice and polite. He said that, yeah, I caught some on buzzbaits. He was practicing for a tournament on the weekend, and here's my buzzbait. Here's what I'm throwing, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, that's really nice. And I go to myself, okay, I'm throwing the wrong bait up shallow. So I pick up and I move, right, to be polite, and I set down and I'm throwing the triple blade buzz bait that I showed you that had that looks like a dragonfly. So I'm throwing that out there, nothing. I'm like, well, okay, what's the deal? But I thought to myself, well, he was throwing a white buzz bait, and it sounded like it might have been a clacker of some sort. Mine triple blades are very silent. I love them. They move very slow, but I don't know, maybe they wanted something else. So I tied on white buzzbait. It had a chartreuse head, a little bit of clacking. It was one of those that would hit the body. I just adjusted it. You would hit it every once in a while. Within 5 minutes, I get my first bite on the buzzbait. I'm like, whoa, that was interesting. They were missing it. It was a sunny day that day. A few minutes later, I catch a 1.5 pounder. Now I have duplicated what Robert was doing on a totally different piece of water, and I go, it's working here. So I pick up and I run to another area of the lake, and I'm going along and I'm working the buzzbait. All of a sudden, whoosh, this was a good fish. I didn't catch it, and it's okay. It was the day before the tournament. I go, all right, this buzzbait's the deal. There's fish in this area, so I pick up again and I move, and I'm buzzbaiting for a long time, and I get another bite. So all of a sudden now, in about an hour and a half of time, I've had caught a fish, and I have more bites than I had in 2.5 days of pre-fishing. So that's an indication of something is going on. It's a good bite. Now, I had a huge degree of confidence. I was telling some of my buddies, yeah, I found something. I'm going to catch them tomorrow. It's very rarely that I will make those kinds of claims, because I know fishing, especially buzzbait fishing, can be very, very problematic, let's just say. But I just felt that it was a strong bite. Wake up the next morning, get on the water, sun starts coming up, and oh my goodness, it's cloud cover, okay? Thick cloud cover, the kind that was gonna last for hours and hours, and that was amazing. First 5 minutes of the tournament, I catch a nice 2.5 pounder on a buzzbait. My non-boater catches a nice 2.5 pounder on a topwater. You cannot, we have 5 pounds for 2 fish in the first 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes of the tournament at the most, and it was like, oh my goodness, this is incredible, okay? Because I didn't have that kind of fishing at all during practice. Kept going with the buzzbait, boom, 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 miss a fish, get one hung up in a tree, Within, an hour and 15 minutes, I had a limit. We had 4 fish that were 2.5 pounders, over 2 pounders anyway, for sure. And I had one little dink, but I had also dumped 2 fish that got caught up on me. One was on, he ate the buzzbait once, but twice, then he got caught up. And the other one, he missed the buzzbait and he threw a Senko in on him. And he pulled me into the tree. Now, I don't think these were giant fish. As a matter of fact, they were solid 2-pound-plus fish. Basically, I had my limit pretty quickly. I keep going, and next thing I know, I catch another 2-pound-plus fish, and I have like 12+ pounds, and the day is still young. Then I decide to move to an area, steeper banks, trying for some bigger bites. Yes, indeed, I upgraded a 2.2 to a 2.5, something like that. 45 minutes later, I catch a 3.5 pounder on a buzzbait. Things were going quite well. Then I ran into a problem. I go, what do I do? I have 13.5 pounds. What do I do to catch bigger fish? Because I didn't know a good way or a good place to catch bigger fish. And the buzzbait bites seemed to be diminishing. It was about 11 o'clock and I hadn't been bit for, 45 minutes, let's say. I had some ideas. I was going to run down to the dam and throw a buzzbait against steep banks down there, but the wind was pretty windy and I shied away from that. But the next move, I went up into where I had caught a 2.5 pounder flipping in practice. Went up there and we caught some fish, but we never connected with a fish that I could upgrade. So that was how it turned out. Came in 5th place, 13.5 pounds. Not bad for me. For the first time, I've had my new bass cat out on the lake by myself, make my own decisions. So I'm kind of happy with that. Again, a shout out to Robert at Copper State Tackle for being so kind just to let me know he had caught a couple on the buzzbait, because that really helped me in my next day tournament.